Peter, the horse is here.
Wake up! Hello everyone and welcome back to 4+, your favorite show starring your favorite host, Mr. Minus. Here's a question for you. Do you like art? If not, do you like sandwiches? The bread is the canvas, and the PB&J is the paint. Boom. Art. So now that you like art, that's the perfect way to transition into me showing you today's subject. That being Bonesworth. Between all the movie reviews I've been doing and my upcoming special video involving Bugs Bunny, I wanted to see if I could find something new for us to look at. And well, this is definitely a unique one. I think it does qualify as analog horror to some degree, but even if it doesn't, these videos deserve to be seen. Due to short length of these videos, we're going to be looking at the majority of the videos on this channel. From what I've gathered, this guy is a bit of a storyteller, as supposedly a lot of these videos are connected to not just one universe, but multiple. I'm not entirely sure which one is connected to which, so we're just gonna kinda go through them in release order. Not every video will be on here, as my editors need to sleep as well, despite rumors of them being superhuman. So if your favorite one is missed, well, that's rough, buddy. But enough gab. It's time to worth our bones and bone our worths. Wait, what the fuck? Anyways, this is the Bonesworth collection. Wait, did you know, statistically speaking, roughly only 3 subscribers for every 178 have witnessed the glory that is 4Player, our gaming channel?
Where do we go to hide? I need another place to Oh no!
If you check the description below, you will find a link to 4Player, as well as our Discord that has plenty of community interaction. You can suggest videos, share your creativity, and find support amongst your fellow members of the 4+ cult, or fan base. Additionally, please be sure to like and subscribe for future updates regarding this developing story. You may now return to your video, brave one. I found you. Our video opens up with this fellow extending his hand and saying he found us. Already? Damn. He then tells us to follow him, and we take a wrong turn and then go to a corridor. We are faced with a bunch of technology that I am unfamiliar with and are then told to choose. We make our decision and press the spacebar, which activates the machine. We are then ordered to open the door, which we do. We see the outdoors and bid farewell. We then see black text that says, "I feel better." Well, that was odd. This video was mostly included to give you guys a taste of what a lot of these animations are like. The creatures shown are usually quite skeletal and deformed, looking with very odd faces. Yet they don't always appear to be malevolent, as shown with this one. I'd say the scenery in this one also really steals the show, as it had this ominous feeling of being in some kind of facility. We may have left with the help of our pal, but whatever this was, it had an uneasy feeling to it. A good starter for the uninitiated. The Growling Man massacre of 2006. The video opens with a title card, as we are explained that on the, the 9th of July in November. Okay then. In 2006, there was a massacre in a hospital located in Oregon. It started shortly after 11 p.m. and went on till near midnight and claimed the lives of near 100 people. Whatever did this didn't discriminate, because elders as old as 87 and infants mere hours into their lives were also killed. Their bodies were completely dismembered, with some parts missing, leading many to wonder if they were eaten. As a result, we are shown footage of one of the victims in his last moments. We hear some kind of fapping sound, as the victim seems confused. Shortly after, this thing appears, and it's unknown what this is, but apparently what happened next was too brutal for us to see. Thus, he has been labeled the Growling Man. It's believed his killings went as far back as the 80s, but nothing else about his origins is known. This is where things really start for this channel, as this is from what I am aware of at least one of the universes on this channel. That being, of course, centered around the Growling Man. The design of the creature is absolutely interesting to look at. The fact he seems to be so large and imposing while also fast is what makes him especially terrifying. Whatever he is, I can only pray he is the only one of his kind, because Jesus Christ, that was something. Fingers crossed we can get more information as we continue to watch. Hangman. Hangman shows a red dude with a sword and a nose, saying that there is a hanging man upstairs. I don't know if I believe him, so let's go take a look. Well, shit. He's not lying. Red Man then tells us he's actually not hanging and is instead floating. Knew this dude wasn't being honest. Bastard. Right after, the Hangman comes to the floor and proclaims he didn't go to heaven. The figures this time, I will say, are a lot more disturbing than some of the previous ones we've seen. The long-nosed red one kind of gives me the vibes of some villain you'd see from Courage the Cowardly Dog, and the Hangman really had a spooky face considering it looked like it was half melted. The quote of him not going to heaven is also haunting, considering it implies if he is dead and he didn't make it to heaven, the only other option is hell. And if we're here with him, then that must mean we're in hell together. It also would explain the man being red, as well that is usually the color associated with devils. Even further, some religions claim that death via suicide is a direct path to hell as opposed to heaven. Hanging is a common method of suicide, therefore it's entirely possible that this is, as I speculated, hell. The Growling Man info wipe. The video opens with text explaining the Growling Man is actively being censored from the world. That said, our narrator was able to save 2 videos regarding the creature, but he fears this channel may be next if they're deleting all evidence of this case. We see a screenshot of one of the unreleased videos as our narrator is remaining strong in his stance to uncover the truth, regardless of how long it takes. He fears that something might happen soon, which is why all of this is being deleted, but he tells us to stay tuned. There wasn't much in this video, but it does bring us information regarding the aftermath of the incident regarding the Growling Man. It has sinister implications as well, considering how effective these people seem to be at hiding the truth. It's possible this could be some government entity, perhaps something akin to the SCP Foundation trying to hide its mistakes. Sorry if that's too political for some of you guys. That said, it's also possible it could even be the Growling Man himself. We don't know much of his origins or his abilities, so who is to say he can't keep himself out of the public spotlight with powers like these? But hey man, that's just a theory. A minus theory, baby. The Growling Man cover-up. Our narrator tells us that the victims in both videos were suicidal, but there isn't much info on them. We see the first video, which shows a man in his house. A growl can be heard as he looks into the darkness. He turns around and sees a creature before we're cut off. Our narrator tells us this one had a photo with the crime scene. Yikes. Our next video shows us looking down the hallway with a face in the darkness. The camera turns as we hear footsteps, and then... Yeesh. Kinda sounds like Patrick in that one episode of SpongeBob. The narrator explains the 2006 massacre is now being covered up as a shooting as opposed to it being some kind of demonic attack. Our narrator says he will get justice and urges us to help him out. Sounds like propaganda to me, man. The government never lies, or at least that's what random people on the internet tell me. The video now hints at the plot point of the entire thing being covered up by an organization that must be powerful. Obviously, it's not specified if this is a federal one or if it's potentially a private organization, but regardless, this video confirms there is a cover-up going on, as shown with the massacre being called a shooting instead of what it actually was. Additionally, we get more footage of the creature. We don't get much new of his abilities other than we just know he really is that damn fast. Why he is targeting these people is unknown. Maybe he doesn't even have a reason, which might be the more haunting part of it all. Cogs in the machine. This video is pretty quick, so I'll just let you see the gist of it. The video is short, but I will say I really like the visual. There really isn't much that happens in the video, as this one is pretty much all you got, but I do like it. Like, a lot, really. The title is interesting too, as I do think it's obviously a take on the repetitiveness and soul-crushing monotony of life. You know, waking up, drinking 5 cups of coffee and 3 energy drinks because you slept 2 hours, and then driving through a war zone called traffic and getting to work so some balding old guy and his very obvious mistress can tell you to do better at your job, which is sitting at the desk for 8 hours getting asked the same question every 20 minutes because no one listens the first time. Don't work at 4+ kids. Sorry about that. Anyways, the video seems to be a way of portraying that dread we all feel in life. At times, it does feel like we're this dude, just doing the same thing as our bodies are just decaying and slowly becoming a part of the machine that kills us. The empty hell phenomenon. The narrator tells us there's been a strange surge of videos appearing online. They are short and have little to no context, but he has some for us to view. The first video is a room with some kind of creature in the corner as legs twitch on the floor. The video is supposedly titled, "Hell is empty and there is a demon in my living room." This kind of sounds like a song Panic or Fall Out Boy didn't release in their heyday. Anyways, we still have no info on this whole thing, as we don't even know who filmed the thing. Our next video is, well, this. How cute. This thing sinks into the floor as we are told the video's title, when translated to English, is Ghost Caught on Camera. The person who uploaded it is reporting strange occurrences in her house, like bugs, a sense of dread, and feeling cold. That's pretty normal for me. This thing apparently was approaching her before she started recording it, and well, this happened. The third video is a hallway with this thing coming out. The video is titled Empty Hell, which the narrator speculates is connected to the first video shown. As a result, he really is wondering if this is the case. The next video shown is apparently quite popular on Instagram, as it shows what looks to be Biolante's cousin. It originated in Eastern Europe and makes a siren-like sound. So Biolante and Siren Head fucked, which, okay, I'm gonna stop thinking about that now. Yikes. Anyways, it's speculated this could be one of Heaven's trumpets. If you're unfamiliar with the concept, it is believed Armageddon, not the Michael Bay movie, will begin when the 7 trumpets of heaven play. The first, of course, being the beginning of the end times. Once we reach the sounding of the 7th trumpet, it is believed that is when the armies of heaven will have defeated the armies of evil, amidst an apocalyptic wasteland, as the other trumpets will include floods, burning stars, locusts, and many other things. If this is the first trumpet, that could spell bad news for humanity. The final video is a doorway which sees this handsome fellow jump out. The video is titled Gargoyle Attacks Man in Home, which is supposedly an inaccurate description according to the authorities. Agreed, that's not Goliath. Anyways, it is said that a woman found her husband dead with the video, but the police ruled this was an attack from a hairless bear. Totally makes sense. Our narrator is confused and scared, but promises to continue to investigate. This video, I am unsure if it takes place in the same universe as the Growling Man stuff, but if so, this might have the answer. The Growling Man could indeed be a demon having escaped hell just like these guys have. As stated earlier with the Armageddon stuff, the finale is supposed to be this endgame level of epic proportions. So if that biohead monster is a trumpet, this could be the moment the armies of hell show up ready to fight. So if that's the case, well, any day now, God, we're waiting. Fuck it, just send this guy in and we'll be fine. Of course, there is no confirmation of this, so this could just be a Mr. Minus theory, but it is an interesting idea. And if it takes place in one of his universes, well, I just tied them together, so boom. Decapitated. Decapitated opens up with this dude and his lovely partner before. Jesus Christ. Well, it's a short video, but I do like it. The video is also properly named, so I'll give it that too. There isn't much here to show, but I really do find it an interesting showcase of the art skill. Judging by the description, this is part of a submission on Instagram, so it makes sense why this was short. That said, the comments are fucking hilarious, dude. Burning Boy. Burning Boy, and not Burning Man, the stupid fucking festival for pompous people, opens up with a TV showing this dude saying it's hot in here. He wants a drink, so he heads to the fridge and finds the last one remaining. Lucky dude. He hears a kid crying outside to his annoyance, so he goes outside to find... oh my. Our friend says it was hot in the car, where our protagonist left him. We see footage of someone burning alive, as he says our man didn't care about him as he cooked. He sprouts angel wings, and says to his father he shall burn for eternity, for burning him for a day. A short video, but probably one of my favorites on the channel. This one had a bit more of a story to follow, and it was a bit easier to decipher for once in this genre. The obvious story is, of course, that a father left his son to burn in a car. For that, he will burn in hell. The visuals are, of course, great, and the footage of the person burning in the car was actually a very nice touch. I thought the angel looked good, as the melted skin was, of course, a logical choice, considering how this poor kid died. It's also hard for me to pinpoint why, but there's something about this video that reminds me of the Black Hole Sun music video. It's probably the suburban environment with the horrific imagery, to be honest. I think, though, that is a similar feeling I am having with a lot of these videos. There is something alluring about the ideas in the videos. They are, of course, quite disturbing, but goddamn are they like drugs. Which leads me to my next video. The second window. The second window shows a couple of men in gas masks and black clothing, wandering what looks to be a wasteland. They come to a shack and are saying they need to get in and cover the windows, otherwise they're just cooked. They get inside with ease and approach their goal, as the leader says that what they are looking for is sitting in a chair, waiting for the window to open. As a result, they need to cover it before it does. They go inside, and we see apparently our VIP likes to live on the free and easy. It's alright, dude, I don't judge. The team goes to enact their plan, but it seems like covering the window didn't work. We hear a cry, as it seems like the nudist took out the entire team, leaving our one dude alone before he takes his own life. We then see the host take a seat next to his body. This one is another favorite of mine. We aren't given much information on who these guys are, what this is, and why they are here, but it seems like this thing is about as dangerous as it looks. The sound of the cry was haunting as hell, but goddamn was it cool. The artwork here also really catches my eye. It might be the masks, but this whole thing really gave me Stalker vibes. It would appear this is some kind of apocalyptic universe as well, which only adds to the lore of this stuff. I said it before that these seem to just be separate works happening in multiple universes, but if I had to connect them, the whole Armageddon stuff kind of works if you think about it. That or this is just straight up an apocalypse of demons instead of zombies. It really speaks to the talent of the artist if I can get to thinking about tons of possibilities off less than 5 minutes of footage for a video. Canary suicide. The video opens with this dude hanging out, we see he is watching cameras and not getting much movement. Damn, Markiplier really let Hollywood get to him, judging by his latest FNAF video. Anyway, suddenly our Let's Player pulls out a gun. We are told this gun is not a weapon, it is instead an option. Well, that's an interesting way to look at it. The video glitches and we are told there is movement. We see something standing in the hallway as our hero has his gun. He says death may be preferable, as this very odd animatronic is getting closer. So eventually he makes his decision. The video then glitches as it shows the security system is basically disconnected thanks to that. We are warned to not attempt re-entry as the machine fails to pick the body up. The machine then says it's getting another Canary ready. 3 minutes in this video has me intrigued. Once again, we may have no answers, but I'm not too bothered. It would appear the Charles Xavier dude in this video was our Canary. In history, Canaries were actually used to help protect people as they were sent out to detect poison gases in mining systems. While I didn't see any Steves walking about, the concept of the Canary having the security or guardian type role could be in reference to the role that they have filled in history. The creature was a bit obscured by the shadows, but I was able to get the picture. Once again, not entirely sure what continuity this takes place in, but I speculate it's the apocalypse. It's possible this is our security measure for safe houses or even bases, and now that this one has fallen, the universe is only looking darker. Peter the horse is here. We cut to a man and woman at a table as suddenly we hear audio from Family Guy.
Peter, the horse is here.
We get a SpongeBob level close-up of Peter as he stands up and disappears like poof, bitch be gone. We then cut to Peter in the hospital where he's visited by the horse and oh my god. So we're back with Lois and the horse comes back and okay then. Something tells me this dude isn't popular at parties. Just a theory. Anyways, we then cut to a scene that shows 2 skulls on 2 different pillars as the video ends. So this is what people mean when they say new Family Guy is just too edgy. Gotcha. I can safely say this might be the most unique video yet because I was not expecting a Family Guy based video. Does this qualify as Family Guy analog horror? Regardless of if it does or doesn't, it tells a strange yet oddly interesting story. Not entirely sure what the horse did to cause Peter to go into the ICU, but the plot twist of the horse just stabbing them with his inches was quite the plot twist. The final image of the skulls on the pillars was also a haunting sight, so that was interesting to see. Not sure if this is its own universe, but if it is, can we get one with the giant chicken by any chance? The one I want to forget. We open with my view every time I wake up, aka a shot of the fan. We seem to be in the first person view as our hero says he can't sleep and complains about the humidity. Honestly, dude, so fucking relatable. God, I hate the dirty South. Our video stands up and sees the floor is wet. God, I hope that's strawberry milkshakes, dude. He says he knows what's under the bed and, well... So our video says he hates this thing and that he thought he forgot about him. He kills it and lays down before... Okay, now I'm scared. The video tells him to get the fuck away, which I mean valid, and we see the monster lays in bed with him and the video ends. This was definitely an odd one as per usual. The art here was stellar as always, but it managed to give me the image that spooked me, that being the damn monster popping out over the bed. But it also seemed to have some kind of deeper story behind it. I speculate what this one was about traumatic memories. The main character was finding it hard to sleep and thought he forgot about the thing that was still alive and terrorizing him. I myself personally think of a lot of embarrassing moments when I sleep, so I can kind of relate to this. Of course, I imagine this is more based around moments that require some therapy as opposed to just moving on. Magic Show. Magic Show opens with a lovely cat in a hat, no not that fucker, as he sinks inside. The hat turns around a bit. It goes upside down and floats a little. We see this, and eventually the cat returns to its position, and the cat starts making odd noises. We cut to camera footage and see the outline of the cat before we are back with the hat, now all alone. That was odd. Not entirely sure what happened, but I can speculate. What probably happened was, well, a magic trick. The cat disappeared from the hat and really just the video in general. But we see live action footage of him, so if that's the case, it's possible that the cat left the video and is now in real life. So the next time you go to the pet store, just think of this and hope that the cat you're gonna adopt isn't this one. And if he already did adopt that cat, well, hopefully he can give you a magic trick before you die. Canary Assembly. The video opens with some creature walking through the landscape. We cut to a building, and inside we see this dude. A hand reaches over and grabs a scalpel which cuts him open and starts hooking him up to a machine. The person seems to still be alive, as the hand then proceeds to remove his legs. Props to this dude for not screaming. You'll make it to Valhalla, my dude. The leg cavities are shut, and we cut to a picture of our friend in a van with a masked looking dude. He kinda looks like the soldiers from the Windows short. Considering the title and the very clear similarities between this thing and the Canary from the Canary suicide, I think it's safe to say this is indeed part of the Apocalypse universe, as they seem to be meeting the soldiers from the window video. If it's the same one, I'm not entirely sure, but at the very least the clothing is on point. The video was of course very graphic, but I thought it was very interesting, as it gives us insight into this wasteland world. We know what the Canaries go through to be made, which is quite the horrific process, but the important parts that make it scary, like why, are still missing. Shower thoughts. The final video of today opens with the person showering, so please don't take any pictures, you creeps. We zoom in on the drain that has hair on it and eventually see this thing watching like a creep. He asks where the hair goes. The person says it goes down the drain as the creep does this. We're now under the drain and see the creep has found another creep under the drain. They seem to be a bit happy, yikes, and they pull onto him, which causes blood to come out of the drain. Fun. This one might be among the more disturbing ones. Between the voices and the creepier movements of the characters, it created a very unsettling atmosphere. The creature in the drain was also fucking hard to look at when it smelled, so props to this guy for doing that. I'd say this is definitely a standout amongst his catalog, especially because these are pretty much the average shower thoughts. Overall, Bonesworth videos are absolutely worth checking out. The artwork is not only intriguing, but the videos also hold plenty of mystery that is up to the interpretation of the viewer. Some of these videos deal with stuff like grief, religion, depression, and many other things. It's all very unique. They have this vibe about them that's uneasy, but you also can't help but look at what you're seeing, be it out of morbid curiosity or just full-on appreciation for the art on display. It may be an odd comparison, but I haven't seen this type of creativity since Salad Fingers. Perhaps it's the bizarre characters, or maybe it's the somewhat apocalyptic feel of these videos, but it kinda takes me back to those days when I was an unsupervised child on the internet. I feel like maybe this is a more realistic take on Salad Fingers to some degree. Not in that it's entirely realistic, but in that it feels like if Salad Fingers had more detailed animation styles. Not to say it didn't have its moments though, that's for sure. Some of the art even reminds me of Fallout 1 and 2, especially when it almost looked like the camera was showing an inventory screen or something of the like. So with that said, Bonesworth, I hope you're doing well, and I hope to see more of your work. Well, what a hauntingly beautiful gallery that was. We here at 4Plus are always happy to see you guys tune in every week. Whether we're covering giant monsters, wimpy kids, or horrific wastelands, we can rest easy knowing we have you guys to support us. So thank you very much. Now if you'll excuse me, I think I hear some growling outside my door. Please help.